my sincere appreciation to the authorities, to Your Excellencies, and the Ministry, both the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Disaster Management and the Ministry of Planning, and a deep appreciation to all of our local partners that are working here across the regions. This visit is an expressly humanitarian visit. We are worried with the cumulative impact of at least 4 failed rainy seasons. We had hopes that the GOO season would see better distribution across the country as a whole. That did not happen. And the north of the country has seen chronic deficits now for 2 full years. And we're worried about the consequences of this. And that is very much the case in this neighborhood as it is across the north more generally. And so we come to discuss with local stakeholders, we come to discuss with the government, we come to discuss with partners. We've come together with SODMA because they're our national counterpart on the drought response. We come together with the UN and with the NGO consortium that represents so well so many of you in terms of the collective issues facing both international and national NGOs across the country in order to be here and listen and to understand what the situation is for communities across the regions and to understand what we can do better and differently. We are facing the unique situation, unique in the sense that, historically in humanitarian response in Somalia and globally, we haven't seen the type of resource constriction that we've seen in the past 18 months before. And it has resulted in a significant reduction in our collective coverage. We are right now, for this year, 30% funded, 29% funded countrywide. And as of today, my understanding is that we're reaching about 26% of our targets in Sol and Sinag regions. This is a problem. And we're trying to figure out all best possible ways to address needs in a context where we've had such a sizable reduction in funding. And of course, part of that is our collective prioritization, being very, very clear on where life-saving needs are and how we can best ensure that the people that need assistance the most get the assistance that they need. And we've been discussing today with the authorities and hearing from partners on where some of those most critical needs are. And that is our intent, to ensure that life-saving needs are met as best we can, and that all stakeholders and all partners work together to achieve the outcome of avoiding further loss of life, further loss of livelihoods, and the displacement that so often accompanies these types of protracted drought situations. And again, for our local partners on the ground, we count on you. And we count on you to work coherently together within the cluster system and in coordination with local authorities to deliver as best we can. And let me give significant appreciation to our area-based coordinators. The ABCs have been such an important mechanism to strengthen our interface with the local authorities, to strengthen our internal coherence, and to ensure that we can deliver in a much more integrated way in all of our complicated delivery environments across the country. I really wanted us to have time to listen to you as partners and to hear from you on the ground. Our schedule is behind schedule for today. I'm not sure how long we're going to have.
No.
So, but again, we have mechanisms in places that we'll continue to talk to you and hear from you and understand what we can do different across the country as a whole, but most certainly in Lasino and in the regions around. So thank you so much for the work that you do. It's consequential. We just came from the stabilization center at Lasino Hospital, where we've seen children that are recovering from severe acute malnutrition, right, with measurable, demonstrable progress. And without that assistance and support, they would be in far more dire situations. And that's just the one thing we got to see in the last hour. And they're at numbers that are important and consequential. So thank you for all of your work across all sectors, across organizations. Thank you for your collaboration with all the authorities in order to make a difference. And we're here to save lives. And we're here to help people recover from this crisis, to continue to weather it, and then to invest in resilience building as best we can, and understand differently what resilience building means in this context, where drought becomes much longer than it has been in the past and seems so recurrent. And we count on your leadership and your thinking through what we can do differently to help make Somalia as a whole more shock resistant for the future and able to withstand these types of repeated crises, which we now see so frequently.